got the lovely citizen on the line with me for a quick catch-up ahead of their first matchup here at Flashpoint 2. Thank you so much, citizen, for agreeing to have a chat with me this morning. I've been wondering, what have you guys been doing in the week break that you've had between the group stage of Flashpoint and now coming into the playoffs?
We took one off day on Sunday because we also played a tournament on Friday and Saturday, a German one. So the players took one off day, but Toby and Dude, our coaches, they prepared a game plan for today, of course, yesterday with Dust2 together. And yeah, we just chilled a bit, just relaxed, and now we will meet in like 2 hours, and then we will discuss the tactics and the game plan together.
Do you have any specific game plan going up against Envy? Of course, coming through the last chance qualifiers versus yourself, managing to come top in your group. So what's your approach towards them?
To be honest, I don't have an idea about the game plan yet because the coaches, they prepared together and they just showed to the players before the game. And so at the moment, I have no idea what is gonna happen, which maps do we play, or what do we think they pick and stuff. So I also have to wait for that.
Do you have any thoughts on them as a team at the moment? Of course, we've seen a few shifts up in terms of their roster as well, and Legia going into that role as the primary in-game leader as well. So what are your thoughts on them as a team at the moment?
They're like a new team. We don't have that much demos that we can look at. They didn't play so many games. So I think we just prepare for our game and we will just adapt in-game to see what they are doing. And of course we will watch the demos which we can see, but mostly we'll just adapt in-game and try to punish their stuff in-game then.
I want to ask about Legia as well, because obviously he was a former member of the big clan too. So for some of your longer-standing big teammates, is there a little bit of rivalry going into this to prove that they are the better Germans?
Yeah, maybe, but only for Tapsen and Tizian. I know Xantas also played with him. Only for those 3 guys, I would say. But I think they're still friends and just a rivalry in the game. But I think also Xantares with Calix, they're also really good friends. So I think there's also some stuff between them. But for me and Kido, I think this game is just like another game at the day. Just we don't care about both guys and we just play our own game.
Well, you say it's just another game. Of course, there is a lot still on the line here at Flashpoint 2. And I'm wondering your perceptions of yourself as a team as well. Obviously, topping your group, being one of the heavy favourites coming into it. How are you viewing yourselves in comparison to the other competition?
I think we are doing good in Flashpoint compared to like other tournaments at, for example, like Arian Beijing. Of course, we had a bit better opponents there. But we had some issues against MIBR, I would say, in the decider game. But we tried to fix that. We tried to improve day by day. And I think if we just fix our mistakes, we will show good face later on in Flashpoint or even today.
Can I ask specifically what you felt those issues were against MIBR? Is there anything that you've been particularly looking at specifically coming back into Flashpoint for the playoffs?
I cannot go that much into detail. Just like communication issues, maybe played some situations too hectic and stuff, and that cost us some round, and we are going into the equal struggle and stuff. So just mistake by mistake, I would say.
Well, Susan, it's always awesome to get to catch up with you. Best of luck going forward against Envy. Cannot wait to be getting into the match.
Thank you.
Coming up
Bye.
next,
Big versus
Team Envy.
Stay tuned to Flashpoint 2.
Welcome back to Flashpoint 2. We are on to our second match of the day. It will be Big versus Envy, and that means a changing of the guard as well. So Alan and Potter will be joining me. Welcome.
Thank you. I was well informed by Freya on the last blind spot that this was going to be an incredible game, actually, between Big and Envy, and Freya is never wrong, so
well,
I'm looking forward to it.
We were all denied this game in the group stage, even though they came from exactly the same group. We never actually got to see this matchup. Are you excited for it, Potter, or is this just going to be Big slamming some noobs?
You know, I'm afraid that might be what it is, Monty, but, you know, we're in for a surprise, I gotta say. I mean, especially after a 5 versus 3 push coming out of one of the Lions members and a 15-13 lead in that first series. Oh my God, 15-12 in the third match. So, hey, if something like that can happen in the first series, certainly this one should have some curveballs thrown our way.
So who's going to throw, Christine? Who is the refresh of match 2?
That's a tough one. You're asking me to bully someone right now before we even see them go live, Monty.
Exactly. Do it.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
My questions are not optional.
Let's pick on Thomas.
Yes.
Thomas is a good sport. Let's pick on Thomas.
All right. Thomas is the target for the throwing. All right. Now that we have that out of the way. So both of these teams did come from our Demolition Men group, and they never actually had the chance to play each other. Now, that said, Big rolled very easily through the winner's bracket. They dropped a couple maps to MIBR along the way, but MIBR, in the first place, not a lot of footage on them, and they have really exceeded expectations. Did Big live up to your expectations starting in this in the Flashpoint tournament so far?
I think they absolutely did. They absolutely did. Although I do have to put another caveat. That MIBR series, they had to work really hard for that, especially in that third map on Vertigo. But, you know, that's one of the great things about Big is that we can see so many different forms of them. Even when Xantares isn't having a pop-off game where he's just bringing in all his superstar performance, you've got Searson to step up with that AWP, providing so many opening kills. And this Big, they're just a well-oiled machine. Not only is their utility on point, their teamwork is on point, and their coach Toby behind him, man, he just seems to have an answer for everything for these Big guys.
Yeah, I think going into the playoffs is more actually a question of who can beat Big at this point. Big, for me, are a really heavy favourite going into this playoff bracket. So for them, as long as they stay at a consistently high level, I think they're going to be favourites throughout pretty much every series up to the final. So hopefully today we can see a clean 2-0 and Big in really good form.
I mean, I think we would be surprised not to see the Big clean 2-0. But that said, we did see some life out of Envy. Big, however, they've got some big guns. Xantares and Searson are number 3 and number 4. Searson number 3, Xantares number 4. In terms of our KD so far in Flashpoint overall, really strong star performances from these two guys.
Oh, certainly. Certainly on the Xantares side. He's actually a player that kind of confuses me a bit on this lineup. He's obviously not German like the rest of the team. And even role-wise, it doesn't always make total sense to me on this team. He tends to play a mixture of anchor and rotator spots. And on T side, he defaults to the edges. He's the one normally alive for the late round. When you'd think, Xantar is that sort of player. Let's get him in the pack. Let's get him going in with the util and going for the trades. But we're not seeing that right now, but maybe we will in future games.
Yeah, we'll talk on Xantares more in a minute. Lots to talk about with the star player of Big. First up, though, let's head over and look at Envy. Now, Envy is a team that placed 4th place in their group and squeaked in with a victory over Gen G in our last chance qualifier. Envy, a team, they've been trying to make this chemistry work for the last couple of months. They came out in their first official matches with this roster in Flashpoint, and they took a map in each of their series, but they lost them both. Is there a bright spot for Envy?
I think from watching Envy play so far in the tournament, we've seen some really good flashes, particularly on the CT side. They've had some really good rotates, some really good reactions. But for me, the big question coming into a series like this is I want to see a complete game from Envy. I want to see really great reads, really great rotates, comms all over the place, being super proactive. It feels like at the moment, this team is playing really, really standard. And I think if I had to guess, they're kind of focusing on long term. They're focusing, okay, let's get the basics down now, and then later on we'll add the aggressions, we'll add the interesting setups, we'll add the crazy executes. And if you compare that to a team like MIBR, they're a just as new a roster as Envy, but MIBR, they're playing to win. They're running the contact plays, the 4-1s, they're getting aggressive. I'd like to see more of that from Envy in this series and throughout the remainder of the playoffs.
And I think that's such a good point, Alan, about the fact that Envy, they don't seem like we've seen the complete Envy so far. Whenever we think that Envy have the team structure behind them, we know Lagia has been putting in a lot of work to make the pieces work out. But there's some inconsistencies, and those inconsistencies, unfortunately, all come on to the back of missing shots. When you're missing shots, we don't get to see the full potential of whatever these guys have been practicing on. So for Envy side of things, the one good thing here, Monty, you were asking it's got to be Mihu and it's got to be Calix. These two players have looked solid through and through, even in those deficits, those huge losses that we've seen Envy kind of going through and being through those turbulent matches. It's Calix and it's Mihu that's been kind of the shining light for the Envy guys.
Yeah, and I know one of the players that we've talked a lot about is Nifty, because he's had some of his IGLing duties offloaded. We expect him, as a result, to have more focus, to step up on the op. And I know, Alan, you took a look at this in terms of a little bit of a telestration and a deep dive into Nifty's play.
I did indeed. It was a really great round over on Overpass, where we saw some play from Nifty that maybe we don't see all the time, where he's getting more aggressive, more mobile, and that's really a big criticism. I think we've actually talked about this in every single game we've had for Envy. It's like, where is Nifty? We need him all over the map. If he's not calling, we need him to be a star player for this team.
Sure.
And right now, I don't think we're seeing that so much.
Let's take a look at it.
So throughout the tournament so far, I think we've criticised Nifty quite a lot for being very passive and very static. And in this round, we're going to see a different side of Nifty. So here in this situation, we have Envy man down versus MIBR. And in this sort of situation, they need to get aggressive, they need to take some fights, they need to get it back into a man advantage for Envy. So keep an eye on Nifty and how he plays out in this situation. So let's just play it from here. Now he knows that TRK is in towards a long tour. He's going to push in and get a really great frag onto TRK. And what we're going to see now from Nifty, he's going to keep getting aggressive. And this is what we don't see enough from Nifty when he plays normally. And this is kind of a rare case where Nifty is continuing to get aggressive. He's pushing in now. He's going to get a really great frag here onto VSM, putting Envy into a man advantage and getting loads of information towards this A side of the map. It's just a really great example of what Nifty is capable of when he gets more aggressive, and hopefully we see more of that in the future. So jumping in game, let's have another look at those frags from Nifty. So here Calix has just died and he knows that TRK is in towards the long side of toilets. In a few moments, he's going to get more aggressive and push into the angle, as we can see right now. Just playing it slightly wider and wider, checking divider for a second. As he moves through the angles, going to find this really great frag here onto TRK. And now from this position, he's going to fall back and regroup. And what we're going to see next from Nifty is what I said, what we don't see enough, getting more aggressive, pushing for information, pushing for frags. So here they're in a 3-on-3. He doesn't necessarily need to get aggressive, but he still does, pushing wider and wider. He spots the arm of that player there. Really great frag on VSM, puts them into a man advantage, and Nifty definitely wins the round with this really great play. So hopefully we see more of this sort of play from Nifty in this game and throughout the remainder of the tournament. Back to you guys on the desk. These tunnels we have here at Flashpoint, they're just incredible. Thank God we installed them before the tournament, Monty.
Yeah, they do add, you can just hide, duck under there, get back to your spot super quickly.
Alan's
from
our
this
rock
illustration.
star, coming out from the stage. We've got a hole underneath him. We just need fog machines and a
some
hype
smoke.
man. Yeah, something.
I mean, if Alan's our rock star, no wonder nobody watches this shit, but...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. All right.
no.
You're a great analyst, Alan, and you know how you can prove it? By correctly choosing the picks and bans for both of these teams.
I'll
as
try
we
to
go
do
into
so,
Big
Monty.
and Envy. Impress me, Alan.
I
Impress
will
me.
do. Hopefully I will do. Actually, this veto is really hard to predict, I think. Going to the bans, big permaban train, we're going to see that coming out. The question is the NV ban. Now, in the last few series, we've seen pretty much a permaban of Vertigo, but I want to see them ban Mirage and float Vertigo because I don't think they really have a chance on Mirage. What do you reckon, Christine?
Yeah, that's such a good point, Alan. I don't see a world, though, where Envy are going to be willing to float that Vertigo just because in that last series versus Gen G, they weren't willing to do it. So in this series, I don't think they will either. But that is a huge win condition for them. I am expecting them to go ahead and veto at that Vertigo. If that's the case, I think Nuke is going to be Envy's pick, Mirage being Big's pick. These map picks, as Alan just mentioned, it's been a turbulent. It's been 50-50. I've been going every which way.
Crazy,
Are
isn't it?
Envy going to pick Dust2? They had such one-sided matches on that, 16-2, 16-3, huge one-sided score lines, or do they go over Overpass because Alan's stats helix with Nifty, that seemed to be the one map that Nifty actually performed.
So the bans are in now. They have gone for the Vertigo ban. A little bit disappointing. So from here, I'm expecting an Overpass pick from Envy. I know, Christine, you said Nuke, but I'm expecting an Overpass. And on the big side, now that Mirage is open, I'm very much expecting a Mirage pick. And hopefully they'll come through in a couple seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, Big, they could lean into that Dust2. It is kind of their comfort. Well, it is absolutely their comfort map. But because Envy have had such success on it, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dust2 as a third and that Mirage being picked out from Big.
Yeah, Envy is 2-0 on Dust2, and that's
Gone
going to
for
be
it.
their
Whoa.
pick.
Gone for it.
So this was
Whoa.
their pick in the first game of the Flashpoint, where they 16-2 Forza. So they've been really confident on it so far.
They have.
Yeah, they've looked great, haven't they? They won both games. They're both actually blowout games. They were really, really decisive. The problem is, Big is really good at Dust2.
Yeah.
Seriously, they could top 3 in the world sort of stature on that sort of map. And looking at these first two maps, Christine, I'd be worried if I was predicting Envy here, to be honest. Fortunately, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know that there's going to be a lot of people that are predicting Envy for this, but I like the confidence. I'm not going to lie. I like the confidence of picking Dust2. As I mentioned, it's Big's comfort map pick. And Envy, they had a lot of choices to go here, but I guess for here, the vetoes, it should be surely that Overpass being taken out by Big.
Ooh.
Oh, Envy, what the heck
What
is
is
going
going on with this veto?
This is so weird.
This might be one of the sort of things where, because they have so much time between matches, they could just pretty much reinvent their map pool, practice 2 or 3 maps, and come in and really switch it up. I really doubt that Big would have expected an Overpass ban here. For the final map, I think I'd put it to Inferno. I think Big are better on Nuke than Inferno, but considering Envy's map pool, they've looked fairly decent on Nuke. They're picking it in previous series. I would expect a Nuke ban here, and the third to be Inferno.
That's a tricky one. That's a
Oh, it's
tricky one.
Nuke?
It's going to be Nuke. We've kind of been bamboozled throughout this whole process. I'm not going to lie. The fact that Dust2 is the first map and Nuke being the third, even though, once again, this is a long shot for Envy, it's definitely a David versus Goliath type of scenario, those two maps being first and third, that kind of bodes well here for Envy.
I think it does and it doesn't. I think if we look at it just from the Envy side of the equation, sure thing, you know.
Christine's selling this underdog story.
I know, I'm smashing it down. Big are going to destroy them. Yeah, even though they've looked fairly good on those two maps, the problem is Big are so good on Dust2. I just don't really see how they're going to have a chance. And even from kind of demo reviewing their wins here on Dust2 from Envy, I didn't think they actually looked that good. I think it was more so the other team underperforming. So
it's also they have never played a team of Big's caliber on
Yes.
Dust2 either, which I think is the real problem here. But they're really playing to their strengths. I find that admirable in a way.
I do too. I absolutely do. And I mean, let's just think back of Big's kind of trajectory on specifically Dust2 being that first map here. It's the fact that we saw Keto falling asleep time after time towards towards that middle area. I wouldn't say that Big had problems towards long A on Dust2, but it certainly was in the back of their mind. The amount of pressure that was applied towards that big pit, it made Kido's job towards that middle 10 times harder. So I'm sure that Big, they've definitely obviously gone over those small little minute details, but that's Envy's opening here. That's their win condition.
Yeah, I think we saw some of the storylines that we got in the match with Freya's interview when she talked to Searson, and we've done a lot of analysis now, but I want to talk about the history of these teams just a little bit. I know you're very keen on that, Potter, because Legia, former member of Big, playing against many of his former teammates, Xantares and Calyx, now on rival teams. They were former teammates. Where do you want to start with this one?
Drama, drama, drama. Monty, I love the drama, and there's a lot of it in this server. You mentioned Legia. He was teammates with even Tabson back in the very beginning of CSGO in 2013 on some random German squad, and that's how they kind of got their career started. Calyx and, my goodness, Xantares, the Turkish brothers on Space Soldiers. Man, this is their playground. This is their era, the 2020 online era. We just think about the Space Soldiers
Calling
and
them all
the fame.
onliners.
Yeah, the onliners, man. Capitalize, embrace it. This is their moment. So I love the storyline that there's so much history between all 10 players really in the server.
Yeah, and I think going into Dust2, the thing I'm looking forward to is Legia Orping on the A side.
Yes.
This was a crazy thing we saw in the last time we saw them on Dust2, but the thing about Legia is when I watch him, it just it doesn't compute in my brain, to be honest, because the amount of kills he actually gets for his like mechanical skill is crazy, and I actually think it is quite a good testament to how little skill matters when you have good positioning, good crosshair placement, good decision making.
Power.
Exactly, and Legia brings all the brain power. So on Dust2 CT side, we're looking at Legia. We want those highlight clips again, Monty.
I'm looking forward to it. The next Legia ace can happen here again at Flashpoint. All right, guys, let's go into our Pinnacle leaderboard. I believe we'll have up first here as we check in. Mr. Maui Snake, 11:26 after one match. I put 250 on Virtus Pro. Potter, the big 650 in the red. As you can see, our lower six in the red zone, in the danger zone, as it were.
And when did the rules change, Monty?
I changed the rules whenever the fuck I want.
We didn't get a disclaimer. We didn't get a PSA from the start of the week.
Yeah, but we're paying you, so just do it. You signed up for this. What can I say?
Man.
Besides, it wouldn't be fun if we didn't keep things fresh, right? The fear will drive you to correct predictions. This is what I believe. This is the how we run here at Flashpoint. Now, last night's odds, Big, the heavy favorites, 1.21 to 4.58 overall. I'm interested to see, did anybody predict Envy on this broadcast?
I hope not. But
all right.
We'll see.
Semler, Anders, did you guys predict Envy? Did you go for it?
Listen, I am crazy, but even I couldn't actually do that. Even that was a bridge too far for me, I'm not going to lie.
That would be a bit of a stretch. I mean, we were already getting pretty hyped watching the Mad Lions Virtus Pro game.
It's a cool game.
We were Potters over there too. We were all on the Mad Lions train. That just didn't work out for us.
Listen, a lot of us in the same boat. Unfortunately, that was the Titanic, wasn't it? So tough break, really.
I mean, the difference is that some people actually lived on the Titanic, whereas you just guys all went down.
Yeah, we just got wrecked.
That's true.
We all froze to death.
We gave it up so Maui could, float away on a, I don't know.
Senji was on the door, you know. We're holding on, please. He's like, no, I must let you go. Goodbye.
Senji on the door. There's a mental image for you. Mr. James
Terrible.
Bardolph is changing his strategy for this game every week. Now he's going the 750 on Big. He made the safest possible prediction here.
I can't fault him. I was thinking of doing the same thing. 1.2.
No, you
what was it, like a 1.2
This is a
return?
rational way to play this game. This is how I'm playing this game.
That's why Monty's shocked.
But that's why I'm shocked, right? He was like tripling down on Dignitas and digging
He's still
himself
shaking.
into a hole.
He's still traumatized from that choreography from last week.
I know.
Well, listen,
was
guys,
your
it's still
idea,
very
Monty.
early on in the playoffs.
They were all my
here.
ideas, okay?
Still very early days. There's plenty of time for the Bardolph shenanigans.
There are
swinging
indeed.
for the fences.
Exactly. And we have 6 days this time. So even those of you who are down a little bit early, a lot of time to recover or dig yourself deeper, depending on who you are. Let's go over to our first map of this series of Big and Envy. Back to you guys, Semler, Anders.
Well, thank you, Manju. I really appreciate that last part especially. It's worth thinking about, right? Like, because you could say, well, it's time to get back, but it's time to dig yourself deeper. Now, That's a good way of thinking about it. Although it is a bit boring that no one picked Envy. I almost feel like if I knew that going in, I kind of feel like maybe I would have.
I was so tempted,
been fun.
but then that would just be lighting the points on fire. You know, it wouldn't be possible. The thing is here is that you're going to have a couple of interesting storylines going into it. Namely, Legia going up against Big Tapson. That's like the big one there, where obviously Legia spent a lot of time on that roster under GOB, etc. And then, you know, jump ship, came here to Envy. Now they're going to be playing against each other. So he's going to be highly motivated, obviously, to take it to Big. And
definitely.
Same thing with Calix and Xantares. History there between the two, the Turks, and they're going to be looking to try and establish dominance here. Who is the dominant player on the server?
I mean, I think it's going to be such an uphill battle. I think the Desk did a pretty good job at outlining just how much ahead Big should be. We'll find out right now. They're going to be walking into a 3-man stack at the catwalk. Well, actually looked like there was a chance. They almost line up for Xantares' Glock, but they come out ahead. Mihu with 2 big kills, favorable trade. Now the rest of them are coming in at long, and you can tell Envy already know and have that locked down. So, yeah, some heads-up plays here coming out from Envy. I mean, stacking the catwalk's actually a pretty good idea.
And you've got the P250 as well. So they're still dangerous here, Big. Going to be moving up. Legia gets tagged. He's going to be crouching behind the boxes. Searson going to be able to spot a man right on the edge of the smoke. Nice swing there by Legia, but it's not enough to pull it off. It is going to get traded, though, so still a man advantage for Envy. And the correct play coming in here from Envy as well, working together. Taking advantage of the fact that they had 3 alive. They pushed together as a unit and just swarm.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive and just an overall good job. Stacking 3 like that on catwalk in another round could be dangerous for any number of reasons, like the grenades that you know the T-side will use to clear that position. But in a pistol round, chances are they won't try or they won't even have the grenades. So solid stuff coming out early on for Envy. At least winning the pistol and getting you know, some solid ground beneath them. You've got to hope, unless they lose the second round, which happens all the time now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that much of a stretch, does it? Going for the force, it's standard. Thomas, long range, though, going to take Tizian out of it. And Nifty does manage to get chunked, so looking like Big, they're keeping their options open. They're going to get that CT smoke down. Do believe, yeah, it's not perfect. Beautiful headshot, and he gets the follow-up. Wait, that was Tapson killing Keto? Tapson killed Calix through Keto's own head. He shot Keto's head.
I actually need to see a replay. I don't even know how that happened. I'm so confused now. Nifty's up in the window. He's got low health. A deagle shot would do it. They're coming in. They almost had him right then and there. Still maybe some panic here for Nifty. He needs some backup. It is coming in from the outside, but it's Legia with an MP9. He's got head armor as well. Yeah, he's going to show up. We'll get down eventually. Tabson with 3 kills in that round, and I guess if you count his teammate, almost 4. I'm so confused how he got that. All right, so that's the first one. I don't care. That looks cool.
That was sick.
Well done, Tabson.
It's so unfortunate for Big, but it did look cool. But it is so unfortunate for Big. Because that is definitely not what you want to be happening. If they have that extra man there pushing onto the site with the split, it's
nice.
Totally going their way. So
I mean, it's still a pretty impressive round, I think, overall. They managed to do some good damage. They don't get the bomb down, but still, yeah, not making it completely free for Envy either. And they have an M4 and a Scout and then some SMGs around the place. Oh, that's just a Glock. Calix flashed forever.
That's unfortunate, missing the timing there. Thomas, or Brit on the server, doing some damage, managing to pick up a kill there.
It's going to be a bomb plant in B and a kill there on Nifty. Legia, as they were highlighting on the desk, maybe not mechanically the most impressive player, but definitely someone who does a lot of thinking about the game and is definitely smart in that sense. Keto with 1 headshot. Xantares trying to get the follow-up, and man, they could have had that. It would have been amazing. There's a flash to follow it up. Doesn't even need it. Mihu with 2 important kills, but again, another round that is really expensive. And now Big even have the extra bonus for planting the bomb. So it's an interesting start, even though, I mean, it's good for Envy, but it's not super solid, is it?
Well, this sets everything up here. Now you're going to get that AWP into play here for Big on the T side, so they're going to have that sniper rifle. I'm curious about the spawn for Big. Do they have... Searson gets it right in the middle. That's so unfortunate. So can't really go either way. I guess he's just going to have to camp mid-doors with the AWPs. That's was hoping kind of for a long spawn there to see if that was going to shake things up with this long take.
I mean, especially when you've been doing this much damage, actually, if you went for the long spawn, right, you could maybe hope that they would have fewer grenades to throw at that corner, so it would sort of make some sense. A lot of aggression in the middle. Calix, MP9 on the other side. And he's already called it in. You can actually see they were out long with 3 members in this round, Envy. And he's already said, well, sounds like there's something going on in the middle already. Molotov to follow that one up. And that is amazing timing, because I think he would have been, well, maybe dead if they had actually done that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he was about to get toasted. But now that the molly's clearing up, yep, smoke goes down. Nicely done, though, on Big side, trying to force as much utility as possible out of Envy, and they've done a pretty good job. We're at a minute 15 on the clock, and Big still have 5 smoke grenades. Look at all the nades that Big have. They have so much to work with now. Whereas Envy, they're down to 2 smokes. Legia and Mihu holding on to those. But on this side of the map, towards B, there's nothing. Nada, zip, zilch. They don't have a whole lot to help him here, Anders.
No, they really don't. So, I mean, it is going to be all on this B defense once it comes through. And it's an MP9. That's doesn't have to be the end of the world, but Nifty will have to get a kill in the middle of this push. He'll have to turn around and try and do it, or it's going to be too late. That's a big one right there. Turning for the flashbang, and the MP9, it just can't stop everyone. And that's a problem. Again, immediate save call here from Envy, and that makes a lot of sense. It's just not worth it. So, a lot of waiting around for Big in that round, but it's all paid off just in that one execute. And again, they even got the basics of it right. Again, Nifty had to get that kill, but then, you know, if Calix would have had an M4, you have to imagine he could probably get one and then fall right back off the box, and then maybe they could start to put it together a little bit more there. Tough break.
Yeah, tough break, but this is kind of what we expect to see out of Big here. Systematic play. I mean, getting all the nades out early, taking their time about it once they have gotten the nades, and then just going like, cool, B-site's got nothing to stop us. Let's just go ahead and walk right on in there and take over. Life just got really difficult for Envy. So that's Big getting on the board here on the T side of Dust2. 3-1 Envy in the lead on the ZT side. They will have money for a buy. They'll draw 2 guns, and so we should have a reasonable situation here, but not overcommitting as well, Big, you know? They don't go charging out. They're still just camping up there, just looking for shots, and it works wonderfully. Glad to see Cuban in action. He's here, you know, coaching the Envy side. Legend.
Yeah, he's. It's been a while since, obviously, anyone has seen anyone at any tournaments. Wow, well, that is a bold play. Searson, he should be doing this, though. Considering how well he's been playing with the AWP, you want to see Searson come into this game and just say, you know what, like, no one is going to be able to step to me right here, so...
And that plays into what the desk were saying going into this match.
Yeah.
That, you know, Nifty needs to make plays if he's not going to really be the sole in-game leader. Through the smoke, somehow Calix survives. 9 health. That was a bad... Dude, how bold is this guy? Going for more shots through the smoke? How is he still alive?
I mean, there's a fine line, isn't there, between boldness and madness in this scenario. He's got some backup now, which is, you know, very, very fortunate, but I would have said definitely... I actually don't think it's ever worth it to do that, especially on the CT side.
Because if you die, you catch a bullet like the AK, right?
Yeah, but even if it's not even the weapon difference, right? It's just that what it does to the defense overall. I love the fact that he's pushed up. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be hard. Maybe it will be harder for them to guess that he's going to be there. And he's got some backup now as well. Finally does go down, and they're going to attack the A-bomb site simultaneously. And this will be a bomb plant. And they have 2 Molotovs left, so planting for Catwalk now just makes so much sense if you can just hold it and keep throwing grenades at it. Like, yeah, almost would be worth attempting the jump, because if he doesn't, again, if he doesn't get that jump kill, they can't even pretend to win this round. Tabson's going to get caught here, surely, yeah. But I still don't think they should go for the retake, so tough scenario. Great call out of Big, though, being able to execute on that A-bomb site that quickly after the B fight was happening.
To be fair, I totally get Tabson. He's just going to be raging. That guy's still on B. Thomas goes toe-to-toe with Tijan, wins that duel, and now he's looking for that AK, maybe? He's going to be in position. I mean, if he survives... The bomb, I mean, the AK should get launched towards him, but he's going to go ahead and guarantee.
I was paying attention. I heard me and Christine on the desk calling out Thomas, saying he was going to be the anchor weighing Envy down. Maybe it's not quite that, but I think it was subtextual. She was saying he's trash.
Wow. Okay. I mean, me and Christine sometimes does make an appearance.
You guys don't know the half of it. We've been playing that Among Us game. Christine
is a savage.
Yeah.
Nifty. This is entirely confidence here for Nifty. It's entirely confidence-based. He has to make plays like that, and especially on Dust2, the op duel is all about confidence. But Nifty, you know, if he's not going to be calling the shots 100%, he needs to be trying to make plays around the map with the AWP, and so he has to try and take those kinds of duels versus Searson. Now you're just hoping that he is going to win some of those duels, but still glad. I mean, he is doing what he needs to be doing, which is taking those fights and trying to make the plays. His team are relying on him.
Oh, well, that was the AK picked up by Legia. Nearly looked like that could have worked out. Grenade on top, and well, it doesn't even explode by the time he's already had a bullet in his face. KiNK just having a good time in the middle. Thomas, they know where he is. They could play. I mean, they're going to play it safe. You could make an argument both ways to go and hunt him. I mean, you can always hunt him down later on, I suppose. Yeah, he's stuck in here. Santaris is holding, you know, upper dark, and I'm sure they're going to all show up. They've got so many grenades. I think this is... He would have to take a lot of people with him, Thomas, for this not to be worth it for Big. Or none.
Or none. When he does go for that peak, though, you are thinking it's possible. 6-3 for Thomas so far. Yeah, again, Searson. It feels like Searson is just going to be dominating this this mid portion of the map. Kind of want to see him get that spawn for long at some point, though. And he, in fact, has it. So does he go barreling into long house now and just try and take that pot shot? We do see that every now and again, and he has got the spawn. He's going straight in with the AWP. Oh, this could be big. Thomas, the man in question. Does he get the timing right? No way. Oh, Thomas coming with the plays.
Wow, that's not bad at all. Nifty inside of the B bomb site. A little bit of an aggressive angle here that I'm sure it looks like they're going to be almost jumping past. It could be dangerous. He's the only one in B right now. If he gets run down, there's a bit of a double nade. That looked really well planned here. Now they're just going to be charging in from behind as well, trying to see if they could do it middle. Oh, but they actually need to complete this. Otherwise, that mid push is not going to do anything. Tizian hoping for someone to help him out here, but they needed to win that early fight. tabseN will take down Calyx, and now alone in the bomb site is Mihu in that corner. Molotov, does it actually go all the way in? I don't think, maybe it will spread all the way. Yep, he's burning and he can't put it out. He has to run out into the fight. tabseN now with a double kill. Oh God, the round is right back in contention. And he's going to fake it once. Thomas, he really wanted that. And now showing up as well from upper dark is going to be Tizian. Still 45 seconds, and big shot here for... If they can pick this one up big, it's going to be devastating to Envy. A little bit of a jump, and that got him killed. And the follow-up from Thomas. A big triple in that round, and they nearly brought it back, but not quite.
I'm just a seal at that point when that play is coming through, just clapping like...
Man.
Still, man. Good molly play like that. Really just forcing the defense to move, forcing the defense to react, and then playing on that.
That's very cool.
You could see him in the edge of the smoke. Okay, I was curious how he just dead on, just lined every bullet up on Searson.
That jump peek from Tizian, though, was not a thing of beauty, was it? He was very exposed and very airborne for a very long time. That was, you know, he made himself a very, very easy target.
Talk about a roller coaster, though, dude.
Yeah, that round was all over the place. But 4-3. And ooh, that actually connects on Calyx.
Tagged. Calyx down a half. No aggression on Catwalk this time around. Envy have made the adjustments, trying to take that fight early at long.
They have to win this round, Envy.
Let's see it. Santaris. This is all on him. Nifty's going to be peeking around the corner, and Nifty with the right eye peek. Picks off Santaris. Not a whole lot you can do in that position against an AWP. He's just going to see you first, and that's enough with an op.
Yeah, really, really well done. Tizian hoping for a bit of a return. Thomas showing up and will get the one. I mean, he did so much damage to KiNK. I still think that's probably a fine trade for the minute. Hard round to get back in here if you're on the big side, but surely this catwalk play is going to be the thing that'll make the difference. Searson not seeing anyone yet, and by the time that he does, Legia will take him down. And remember, last time they played, Legia sort of surprising everyone with how good he was with the AWP. He'll take down tabseN as well, leaving KiNK in a 1 versus 3. And right now, it's all about the economy for Envy. Just don't lose any more rifles. See, if you've got that double AWP, you've got the flank coming in. Calyx is just 3 seconds away from taking this kill against KiNK. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So, job well done, 5-3. Envy surviving with both the AWPs intact, and again, they would have ecoed if they lost this round, so huge round to be winning. And Thomas is 10-4 right now. I'm doing a fantastic job. So
he has certainly stepped up. It's going to take individual plays here to put a halt to Big. And I mean, Envy have got nothing to lose. That's the one thing that we have to keep in mind here as well. They are heavily, I mean, They are the underdogs in this match. There's no getting around that, no illusions. And so they have nothing to lose. They have to get in here and they have to do damage. And so just have fun with it right now. Thomas looks like he's starting to feel the groove a bit. Mihu's got his back as well, and there is nobody really on Envy who is slacking.
Look at that smoke they threw from T-spawn all the way to, like you said, default smoke to the catwalk, but they threw it from T-spawn. Look at that one.
It's really cool.
That is, I guarantee you, you know, some hard work coming in from the big side, trying to figure that out.
Well, utility, I mean, Big are one of the best in the league right now at using utility to create openings to play off of. They are also just terrible in these sorts of situations. In terms of trade kills, they are bottom 2 in the league. So it's real fun when it comes to big statistics. You know, they're kind of all over the place. They can either be one of the best in the league or one of the worst.
Making the jump. He's somehow got 2 kills with a P250 on that side, Citizen. I just don't even know how. Now he's back with an AWP looking for another one. I think they're smartly not peeking him. They have the bomb over on that side, so why give him the fight? Oh, Santaris. That's a big one, though. 40 seconds and a 1 versus 2. A little bit of a jump there. Citizen, he's fast, but not quite that fast. And I would say, if you're nifty, don't give him the opportunity. Don't do it one more time. It's just not worth it here. Calyx is going to be going down, and Nifty up in the window. Citizen, oh, he's gathering strength. He's thinking about it, just baiting out the shot. Still got 27 seconds. There's a jump past again. And the bomb is up at that window. 20 seconds. He has to eventually run for it, because if it's down to like 5 seconds, Nifty could even just run through a Molotov to kill him. So he has to leave more than the 5 seconds here. He's really thinking about it. Now, going to pick up the bomb, and he's finally got it. 9 seconds left, and yeah, Citizen just putting it all. This is so cool. 3 kills on him right now. Needs 1 more. Oh, Nifty thinks it's A. Oh, dear.
How does he think it's A?
I don't know. You got to wonder if that's a call as well. He's still got some time here, but Citizen's now relocated into a very powerful position, and if Nifty makes a run for it here, again, Citizen does have that Molotov. He could try and just play it out and maybe even sort of slightly wait and throw it on top of him. We'll see. Nifty making the drop down. He's going to tap the bomb. Yep, there's the play with the Molotov on top. Oh, Citizen! Incredible clutch. Quad kill. 2 with a P250, steals the AWP for another double kill. That is an absolutely absurd round.
What a beautiful round from Searson. As soon as he picks up that op, okay, so it's the catwalk play. What a,
wow.
That's unreal. But as soon as he picks up that op, you're like, oh, this is bad news for Envy. Like, literally the worst person on Big to be picking up this op for you. You definitely don't want an op in Searson's hands, and of course he goes and clutches it.
And it forces the eco, right?
Yeah, forces the eco. I'm probably going to just continue to lean on Nifty's confidence. Not only is he struggling in the 1v1 duels, but then if he's losing clutches to Searson as well, just agony. For now, at least, it is going to be Big. That was a must-win round for Big to stop Envy from getting too far ahead.
Oh, I mean, I actually think this is... Oh, it's just led Big right back into the game. This is a really huge problem for Envy. I think they need to be so far ahead in this game before they can really start to feel any kind of ease. So I'd say the fact that they just lost that round is a definite issue. Sneaking out long is Keto, holding middle is Searson, and the rest of them are over at B. So yeah. I think he's just investigating a potential stack or just trying to get any kind of information. If he doesn't die but just sees like 2 or 3 people here, they're just going to hit the B-bomb site. Well, yeah, there's confirmation. Oh, actually, they've fallen back just at the wrong time. They could have gone straight for it. Now, they're running it. Yeah, back up. There we go. That makes so much more sense.
Yep, spotted. And so they know that they've already rotated through CT. Single AK picked up by Miu, who's just going to camp out in pit. And the rest of his teammates, I mean... This is a hard eco, so nothing for them to lose. Only what they can gain. Gets headshot. Oh, if he'd had a P250, taps in. Or Nifty, rather. Doesn't work, unfortunately.
More headshots coming in, but not enough for any kills to follow it up with here. Yeah, the AK, I mean, it kind of sucks to give that one away, but it'll be all right at the end of the day. So, tying up the scoreline is Big. It's going to be 5-5 leading into the 11th round here. And problem is there are so many things that are missing now that they sort of had a bit of an advantage earlier. Oh, by the way, Sisson went back to check and see if there was an injury fuse. Very clever.
Yeah. No need to to cut any corners. So it's looking like he will survive. Oh, Tabson jumping to check Big Blue, and that's what's going to cost him. Might have been able to take that gun off of Mihu. Mihu's going to survive it, and so there's an AK in play here for the CT side. We're tied up 5-5, and Tabson on your screen, getting the boys rallied up here. Mihu on the other side, the man who survived with that AK in the last round. And yeah, I mean, the focus has got to be real right now. I'm actually really surprised to see that there haven't been any timeouts taken from either team. Because for now, like, this would be a perfect round right now for Envy to just maybe go for a tactical timeout, slow things down.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I think if you're Envy, certainly you really, really want to make sure you don't just, you know, that you have to win this round again. The economy is going to be so bad if you don't. You've let them out long already, though Thomas, and he's been playing very well so far. Going to get the 1 kill. Quick double, followed up with a grenade all the way in the corner. Tabson just 11 health left after that. It's a very, very good long defense here. Thomas just continuing. Almost just might have been a quad kill there. It'll be up to Legia to finish off Tabson, but man, that is great for Thomas right now. He's doing a lot of work out there.
Dude, who is this mad lad? Thomas all of a sudden is just going toe-to-toe with Big, and he is hard carrying Envy. That's a star-level performance coming out of Thomas right now. That was a very tough take coming in from Big. A lot of utility committed to it. A monster nade right off the bat to slow things down. But despite all of that, Thomas, you can see the clever angles, not over-committing, which is often what you can see happen, where a guy tries to swing wide, thinking, okay, I'll take this fight, I'll swing wide, I'll really get out there, and then you swing and you're facing 2-3 people. Thomas just holding that angle and picking his fights. He's playing excellently right now against Big, and I think he's pretty much the big reason that Envy are in this right now, that they've got a few key rounds on the board.
Yeah, he's done so much work, and again, a round like that one where they would have been very low on money had they given that one away. So, oh yeah, quick to realize where you throw that that smoke grenade. Might be a little bit early, but fair play on Mihu. I mean, he had the right idea.
Definitely, just barely off on the timing. That's unfortunate.
Looks like some sort of an A crunch here coming in from long and catwalk. Oh well. No one died, it's all fine. No one saw that. Let's move on.
That was a very weak yeet.
This is a real problem for these two long players, though. Oh man, how do you do this? Because normally, I mean, you want to try and, yeah, now they're going back to the A-bomb side, which actually might be slightly more helpful. But if they're stuck on long when this comes in, that's not going to work out so well. No one looking behind that. Still 50 seconds, and they've actually changed their minds a little bit big. Saying, you know what? Maybe we just turn this into something else.
Oh, you got the smoke going down on CT. Molly close as well, so they're committing. This is still just a one-player's...
Yeah, but I think they're pretending to go for a B-split now. Like, they've set up all the grenades for it.
Exactly. But look at Nifty pushing for info, so that's going to be crucial here. Envy are going to know that this is nothing to do with B. Nifty holding close right now. It is all about A, and it's all about Envy holding.
What is going on? Thomas, nice triple kill. Bomb is on the ground. That was just half of that smite. Half of that fight was just through the smoke. Yeah, Tizian is going to get one, and he'll get a double, but it's only 10 seconds left, so not much he could do. Yeah, he's going to try and even save the AWP, but even that is very dangerous. KiNK surely going to want to try and fight him. No, he's actually fallen back. I was going to say, go after the clock has run out here. That would have been the play. Yeah, just a little bit, but not going to catch him in time here, so... 5-7. Again, it's Thomas. He's 16 and 8 right now.
What is this? Where did this mad lad come from? Dude, yeah, even Cuban.
They're loving it right now. Yeah, I mean, that whole fight was all over the place. The fact that some of them were just fighting inside of the smoke, and that initial flashbang, who knew? I mean, there's no way to know who would have been flashed up in that moment. So, turns out Thomas was not. So, he's doing such a lot of work at the moment.
Oh, we're getting attack timeout called now from Big. So first used. Still have 3 left over. And they're looking just a little confused on Big side right now. I mean, that's going to happen when you have a guy who just keeps getting triple kills, right? You know, that's not according to plan. That's not supposed to be happening. And so right now, Big are just sitting there going, well, okay, what is it that's allowing for this guy to just pop off on us like this? Because that's not supposed to be able to happen with all the nades we're committing to these bomb sites.
Yeah, and he's been pretty mobile as well. I mean, he's been holding pit for a long time. This time he was up on catwalk at just the right time. So that's going to be annoying as well. I bet Big probably had a feeling, listen, we already sort of have catwalk, so what's the problem?
Mm-hmm. Let's actually put them in an awkward spot here, Big. Oh, the double HE. Nicely done. Legia pops Tabson. So man advantage. This is a hard eco coming in here from Big, apart from the AWP.
Yeah.
That was saved from the last round.
We'll see how much work C.R.A.E. can do. I feel like he's already done so much. It's hard to ask him for even more, though he will deliver a kill on Mihu. And that opens up everything right now. They're going to be pushing into upper dark, which is not a bad response, actually. If you lose the mid control, it sort of makes sense. Not going to find anyone here, which in itself... And they're pushing long, which might be a little bit too much. They can almost catch the bomb here. This is dangerous. Dionysian saying, please. Oh, no. They have the A bomb site, but no bomb.
That just saved the round. That just saved the round for Envy. That headshot is nice, though. Thomas, the raid boss, is dead. See if he drops some loot or not. Oh, and the molly on long close. This is sick. It has to spread on Legia.
Oh.
No way does it not spread on Legia.
Now, it doesn't look like they're going long. It looks like, and actually maybe, I don't know if KiNK will have heard that. So maybe probably did hear the steps. So they should have some information. This fight over at long, who knows what's going to happen there. It's going to get really awkward. Udoh sneaking in, and the shadow is going to show on the ground. He should be losing this fight every single time. Does do some good damage. 3 on 3 now, but this round is way too close. If listen, Envy or Big already had the round where C.R.A.E. saved them. If they get another one, that's going to be heartbreaking for Envy.
They have so many nades to use as well in this retake. They have a lot to commit to this. Legia, nearly a full set. Nearly a full set on Catwalk as well, and so there's the flash to open it up. Single flash, though. Now they have to go in dry, and they're lined up. 1-for-1 trade is good enough as C.R.A.E. finds Legia. All on KiNK now in a 1v2, and he's decided he's not going to have anything to do with this. He's backing off and saving this AWP.
Unbelievable.
Big in a round. I mean, again, C.R.A.E. making the difference here for his team. He has that AWP that was saved. They needed him to come up with the goods, and he did.
Oh, man. That is... Well, if you're an Envy fan out there, that's going to be hard to stomach. Not that they're doing badly. I mean, listen, 7-6 right now is actually a pretty cool scoreline for Envy. It's just that this could have probably been something like 9-4 in their favor right now. Maybe even more so, because if that happens, right, in some of those rounds, like they'll have even more buy rounds. They won't be ecoing in some of those rounds. So this is kind of a... Even though it's not bad, it's just that it could have been so much more impressive. That is a great way. And C.R.A.E. is finally down. Taking him out, Nifty with a bit of a boost there into the middle, and he couldn't see that somehow. Santaris will drop him right afterwards. This AWP is all they have right here on the Envy side for the 14th round.
Oh, and Udoh is managing to get this massive punish. They try to go for the push. He even spots in mid as well, and so this is just falling apart completely. Although KiNK is going to find Tabson, brings it back to a 1v3. This still should not be a losable situation here for Big. With 3 alive, with the nades to work with, they know where this AWP is. They should exactly be taking this bomb straight over to A site and getting a bomb plant early. Nice.
Yep.
All right. So, still, well done here from Envy, putting a fight into this round. Trying to pull off what Big were able to do when they saved that AWP. Yeah,
it's a cool theory, even if you've got the AWP fighting in middle and you've got people pushing in from the catwalk, you know, maybe you could catch someone off guard as they're all looking to fight that AWP, so it sort of makes sense. Oh, KiNK, he's got the right idea. Now he's got the triple and has made it into a one-on-one, though Santaris has a Molotov as well, so I don't know. He's going to be waiting in the middle and we'll take him right down. There's nothing KiNK can do about that. Why would he ever expect anything of that nature? So I think Big are actually just getting away with the murder in this first half. They've won some fights that they should not have been winning, or some rounds, rather.
That got way too out of hand. Let's see. This is from Santaris' perspective as well. Players just getting so good at abusing these angles, though. You know, just having that slight edge with the AWP, just holding upper dark like that, it's always going to favor you on the CT side. So, hey, matchmaking. If you guys want to really annoy people, take advantage of that. If you're playing B-side anchor.
Yeah, go for it. People won't yell at you at all if you go down either.
Absolutely not.
KiNK pushing up.
Say, hey, I was making the plays.
Yeah, exactly. Nifty's behind him, but there is the entire Big team coming for him, swinging wide. Nifty with a good follow-up, but he has to do more. They're jumping right on top. He did just see it. That's a good attempt from Nifty, but all it does is give Big the B-bomb side. Mihu going to be charging right through, and he's going to get traded as well. More people coming in. Legia next in line, and that leaves Thomas alone. 1 versus 2, and he wants to go in front of the Molotov, and that'll get him taken right down. 8-7 in favor of Big at the end of the half, and again, Envy could have done so much more. Actually, that's in spite of the fact that 7 is not a bad number, I still think they could have done so much more. Rough times altogether. We'll see if they can do better in the second half. That's going to be coming up after the break. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Second half coming up. It's on Dust2. It's between Big and Envy here at Flashpoint. And I don't know, I mean, it's split right down the middle. I don't necessarily think that's actually great news for Envy. Thomas did an enormous amount of work. Envy should, I think this should have been a 10-5 half in their favor. So 8-7 is in light of that, might not feel as great as maybe it otherwise would have.
Slightly frustrating, but I mean, you still managed to put up a fight. I mean, coming into this map, everybody's expecting Big to just completely railroad you. This is shaping up to be a much more competitive map between these two teams. Nice HE to open it up. A little bit of damage. Just going to ring Thomas's bells. And Tijin looking for the headshot. Doesn't quite connect with Mew. The taps him with the aggression. Just casually clicks like away. Tijin through the smoke. Going to find another. And it's down to Thomas, Nifty, and Calyx here for Envy, gathering up as 3, trying to storm onto the B site, where Xantares is just going to calmly click them away. And yeah, no stress. Just headshots. 3 headshots for Xantares.
What a cool play from Big. That smoke that goes down on the box is normally, one that the T's will throw to try and get onto the catwalk and not get shot from middle. Instead, Big throw it and to go for this fight against Legia. And it's almost like he knew that he was like, oh no, I know what's coming next, and he tried to get back and it was just too late. That's a very cool play. All right.
The Envy is just so... Cuban is not happy. But I mean, Envy, Legia would know. He's, after so much time on Big, changed it up. This is the first time that apparently he is playing Big this year. So, a lot riding on the line here for him, obviously. Wants to prove it. Prove his worth. So, Searson, just the tradesman, going to work already here in mid. Just clocking in the hours as Tamsin manages to pick up 2 kills with the MP9, so bonus money going his way. Xantares and Keto, so just very solid anti-eco coming in here from Big. 10-7, double digits for Big, and now we get the first buy round coming in from Envy. No AWP going to be possible, though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that definitely is somewhat of a crucial tool to put into play on Dust2. On the T side, even you definitely want to have that scout in play though on C.R.A.E, so I mean, maybe it's not so bad right now for Envy. AKs versus an MP7, an MP9, and a scout. I'd take that.
Dude, C.R.A.E is such a mad lad.
Oh, that's a really big grenade. Again, given those SMGs and the scout, doing even that damage it makes a really big difference.
Oh, had they continued, though, Envy, they would have railroaded the entire Big defense. Calyx is going to catch Udoh quickly. Tishan's still here, though, going to catch him with the nade in his hand. This is now effectively boxed Envy up onto the A site where they're just taking bullets to the head. Finally, Mihu comes in with the flank, but it's not going to be enough. Taps in long range, takes him out of the fight, and it's all on Calyx now. 1v2. Through the smoke! He gets the kill on Tishan.
Absolutely ridiculous, but even if there's a minute left here, I mean, yeah, he has to catch. This guy's very smart right now for Calyx. He knows that he can't take a fight that lasts more than a second against Tabson here. It's going to have to be a straight headshot with the AK. Tabson, though, hard to fool as well. He's back looking at long. He's got an HE grenade, although I doubt that he's going to want to throw that at any point here, because that is just risky. Hiding behind the car, definitely also a little bit risky. 40 seconds now. The bomb's still up there. So Calyx sneaking out long and trying to check it. Again, element of surprise is the only thing that will save Calyx right now. He's going for it, not quite checking the car. Well, can't really check behind the car just yet. He is giving up on that. He's looking at the site, and any noise or anything else. Tabson's going to stand up for a quad kill, and that will be... I mean, again, another round that Envy needed to go their way and just did not. I love the push into Upper Dark from Big, though. That's really huge.
The aggression from Big, man.
Yeah.
Lack of respect, utterly. With MP9s as well. It's just like straight in there, no fear, get in, look for the fight, and just annihilate Envy. Clear frustration here on the side of Envy.
I mean, that should be good news for Envy, right? But,
oh, that was a miss?
somehow was.
Must have been moving at the time. Still, I mean, Big, just follow along with those stats. Pretty sure that Big, this is their weaker side as well in the last 3 months for their performance on Dust2. It's not CT side. It's not their strongest, and so there is a chance here for Envy if they can just shake this off the beginning of the half, right? Get rid of it, forget about it, whatever. This next buy round, this is where the whole thing happens. It's the first round of the map, and that's where you kick it off.
Yeah, you're going to have to really make that work. Susan out here. Actually a little bit dangerous, perhaps. He's going to get tagged already. Actually, that did almost no damage, so I wonder where that bullet even came from. But sounded like a headshot, did 5 damage. Fair play. Cleaning up. Oh, but Legia and Mihu coming in. He's got the right idea. Takes a couple of bullets. Needs the headshot to follow it up, and he just can't quite get it. Legia, can he do it? Oh, caught jumping it. Santaris with the triple instead, but that was a very expensive round. And as you said, it leads into the buy round here for Envy, so they've set themselves up at the very least for potentially wrecking that big economy.
What are Big doing? They're getting way too overconfident. In what world do you leave long open like that? When the push is coming, fair enough. I mean, you have to be at least glancing long. There was just full focus on the site.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you're probably right. They are just saying, well, it's all pistols and they're just catwalk guys.
Yeah, that's probably exactly. They're just expecting them all 5. But still, that nearly ruined it utterly for Big. It still turned into a hugely expensive round. As you can see, 2 SMGs here just so they can afford to get that AWP in C.R.A.E.'s hands.
And look at this. This is actually the T-smoke that's down now, unlike earlier when they threw it themselves. It's a pretty good grenade once again. But C.R.A.E., yeah, out of the fire.
Doing a Grosjean impression.
That was something, wasn't it?
That was insane.
I do love the fact that C.R.A.E. was actually using their smoke to be aggressive against them. Because, again, if he throws it himself and they see it, they're going to think, oh, hold on, we know. But if they throw it and he just uses it, it's such a much bigger element of surprise. You've got to appreciate that. All right, close there. Tabson's going to win the fight against Legia, who was trying to make a big play there, which would have been amazing if that could have worked out. Now, though, they're in a bit of a weird position. Tizian is low on health, but they need to find a way to break through. And look at who's pushing up a darker. Santaris there with the AK-47. Nifty blind, still getting the kill, though. 45 seconds on the clock.
Do we have 3 Molotovs, so you could put a Molotov to clear out that position on Catwalk that C.R.A.E is holding right now.
Yeah, they just need to win one of these fights, and I think they've got the round almost. Any one of them will do for Envy.
Let's see, is he quick enough? C.R.A.E supposed to be fast, and there it is. Oh, he doesn't take the bait. Gets the shot on Nifty instead, takes him out of the fight, and now you rotate off, let them get the bomb site. You needed to have Tejada actually surviving there. Now that opens up the flank from long. And C.R.A.E just getting gutted.
Thomas low on health. Udoh trying to see if he can get a bit closer. Thomas going down. 2 versus 3. Envy, they've had so many of these rounds. They need to start winning some of them. They can't have all the clutches go in favor of Big right now. Bomb is down. Santeras has got the health and the kit as well. Oh, but a jump. He'll go right down. What a play. And Mihu there to trade the kill instantly. Envy. Finally something works out in their favor. Man, we've had way too many of those rounds where it's Big that steal it away. By the way, that you pointed it out, but that is a sick play from Sisson. Just saying, whatever. I don't even care.
I got you. Yeah, Tijin dying there, that's so tough. I feel like that's the linchpin. If he stays alive, it's a totally different scenario in this hold. I was about to say, I mean, I'm also saying that Tapson, what Tapson brings to the table for Big is outrageous. Like, he is just their rock. It feels like every time he's getting a kill, he's doing what they need him to do. He's so solid for this team.
They know everything. Big already know that this is a lone push. They've just cleared upper, they've checked middle, so now they're just going to surely group up. Now, problem is they don't have that much to group with, but they've got an HE, and with enough pistols over here, I mean, it could definitely be done. Starting to get the scout over on Searson, surely he won't be in middle forever. So this is still should be Envy's round, but it is a bit dangerous.
The long flank coming in from Santeras. Tijin getting caught out once again. And now the spot from Catwalk, they know what's going on, and this should definitely favor Envy at this point.
Yeah. They actually, Big didn't even know that they'd got up that far. In spite of the smoke being down, it just, you could tell they were thinking, no, not already.
Interesting.
So I think that's just what caught them off guard, really.
It's looking like we're going to get them backing off here, Big. Thomas is going to catch C.R.A.E. So that's the scout out of the picture. And you should... I wonder if Tapson can make a run for it. It's looking like he wants to get over here towards the doors.
Might as well.
So we'll see. As they rotate off of the bomb, he might have a chance to pick up that scout. He is going to be able to find it here. Decides to hang around, though, and that's really a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, they're not that far ahead either, Big, so 12-9 going to be the scoreline. Things starting to look a little bit brighter, and they're starting to build their own economy even. It was good. It was good they survived that round. I was getting worried because... Again, once you lose that early information war, and suddenly they can start to really stack it, if they just get something right. I don't know if they had a couple of flashbangs on the Big side. I almost felt like once that wall was up, if they had 4 people there, just flash and go for it. But yeah, they weren't quite ready. And they're still just pistols here.
Yeah, this has resulted in just the hard eco coming in here from Big. Pretty sure C.R.A.E would have liked to have had that scout. Just saying. Oh, P250 up close, though. Oh, this is crazy.
Oh! That's... You see how he's ducking his head down to make his model smaller than it would have been otherwise? And he almost got away with it, too.
That is some trust in Mihu. All I'm saying there, Nifty, he trusted his teammate to have his back because he was not looking there. And now it's Udoh. Nice headshot on Calyx.
All right, then.
Takes him out, so the defense stands here at the B site for now. Tijin wins that duel somehow versus Thomas. That's unreal. And now we're into a 2-on-2 somehow, Anders.
And Kido's, but he's making a lot of noise. Does turn around for the grenade at the car, and they line up in front of him. That could have been the end of it. And now just sneaking in, Tizzy, and he just needs the top of his face, but Mihu will take him down, surviving on 13 health. An incredible triple kill here from Mihu, and a round that Envy nearly gave away. Man, that should not have been that difficult, and the loss of money is definitely still a problem.
What even is that? This is all over the place, and now we are going to get that timeout called by Envy. Cuban deciding enough is enough. We need to slow down the pace here a little bit. Him and Legia certainly going to be doing a bit of talking. Because, again, these rounds, it feels like just insane clutches going either way. Big have had a couple, but that was an insanely important round, a must-win round for Envy. If Mihu goes down there, it's just disaster. Yeah, so I think it's got to be It's got to be Cuban calling
He
for the
knows.
timeout here. Just slow things down a little bit, guys. We need to stabilize. We need to have a little bit of a breather before we try to continue. But now, double AWP is going to be the name of the game here for Big.
And that's very interesting. Obviously, a bit of an investment will cost them on the grenade front. 23rd round, and let's just see. Oh, Tabson, not even gonna make it.
That was sick.
Mihu on the other side, they probably think that Molotov is gonna do it, but it doesn't. So that is one AWP already down. Tabson out in the middle. You can't ask for a better start than this right here if you're, well, except maybe for a third kill. But you shouldn't be. It's greedy.
Where?
Except the fact that you're just winning this round.
And now you can just take all the time in the world. You have a minute 20. You're up 3 players, and you're a minute 20 into the round. Or a minute 20 left into the round. You have so much time to work with here. No reason to rush if you're Envy. Just force Big into a situation, into a gamble. And, I mean, if you're Big at this point, just gamble. Hope that they don't figure this out. Stick together so that you have the best chance possible of either saving if they go A or fighting through if they go B.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing with that. All right, well, that's going to confirm the presence of the other AWP. So now they must be feeling very, very confident in this long push. I don't mind that Envy are playing this one slowly at all. I think this is perfectly reasonable. At no point do you really want to get into the mindset of saying, that's great, this round is won, it's cool, guys, just let's go for it. Not at a professional level. It doesn't do any good. So I'm glad, again, using all the grenades. You might be thinking, well, why is it 2-on-5? Like, surely they just win any fight, but it's not worth it. So I like everything about this.
Cut no corners in this situation.
Yeah, it is like, you'll never recover from losing a 2-on-5 at this stage in the game if you somehow just forget to check the wrong corner. Escaping the B bomb side, that was kind of cool for Big. That's where they're going to go and check first. And now, just making their way across, Kido's going to be holding this angle with the AWP, and Centaurus will be looking towards T spawn. So, yeah, saving these guns is very, very important for Big right now. And Envy have enough money, at least on some of their players, that they can throw some players away here. And I would still say that's probably a good idea.
This is so stressful. All I want Kido to do is just back off, please. And yet now it's not going to happen. Now Zantaris not going to survive either. Very well done there. And just as the bomb goes off. So Envy, 1 round away from tying it up versus Big.
Yeah. And look at this. I mean, this is incredible. Thomas has now finally got some help from Mihu. He's up there, tied the scoreline, and Calix. So Thomas was, setting all. I think when he was at 16, everyone else was at like 8 or 7 on his team. So no one was, doing anything like what he was doing. Now he's got another 2 teammates joining him, and Envy are actually really gearing up for what I think is going to be a nice Dust2 performance right here. 1 round away from tying up the scoreline. Grenades coming in along. There's a lot of them, but they don't do nearly the damage. I mean, you would have wished there would have been another couple of players behind him. So a 1-for-1 trade, that's going to be all right. They're not going to be so sad about it.
Envy have clearly done their homework, Anders. They are ready for this. Really sick play, though. I do like that trap set by Big with the double HE in. But life is going to get real interesting here for Kido. Could be brief. More likely, though, it's going to be quick. And yeah, Mihu finding the headshot. So Envy going to tie it up 12-12. It's expected. This was an eco round. But now going into this next one here. So Big... Well, it feels like on the double op round, that was a comedy of errors. Tamsin getting picked by Nifty first, and then Searson just getting caught out because the molly wasn't good. Those kinds of things, don't think that Big will be making those same mistakes again. And so now we're going to get the real test, I think, here for Envy. So we shouldn't have Big cutting any corners in this next round, giving them freebies to start strong in the round. This should be the even round here between these 2 teams. Especially if Tabson can snag an AK like this going into the next one, that's going to be a big deal for him.
That actually makes a big difference for sure, yes. Now, I mean, we're not expecting for Envy to pick someone off in the middle, although even if they do, I would say it's still kind of justice for some of the rounds that they lost to the first half that they should not have lost. So I'm not ready to call it unfair at all just yet. 25th round. Nifty is actually sort of tied with Searson in terms of the AWP output, both of them at 12 kills. So there hasn't really been the AWPers, although some of them have been interesting kills. They've not been taking over the game just yet. which could definitely happen on Dust2. Yeah, Nifty hoping for a similar shot, not going to get it. And an interesting position for Big to be in right here.
Oh, there it is. Quick take here from Catwalk, really giving themselves options early. So Envy now with Catwalk cleared up, could set it up for a quick A take, could set it up for the B split. You're going to get the smoke getting thrown in here by Legia. But only just a single smoke. It's not a dead giveaway. And Envy now decides now's the time to push out through mid, and Tamsin's going to trade it 1 for 1. 2 players survive on the B side, however. For Big, the defense has not been broken by any stretch, although as I say that, Mihu catches Tizian, and so it's C.R.A.E now, has to be the hero of A, and he needs to take this kill. He needs to find him early, and he misses the flick. Mihu overwhelming C.R.A.E, this is it, Envy.
I don't know
the round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're falling back now finally, Kido and Santaris, and I think that is some pretty good math coming out from Envy. So if you get a kill in, you know, on a CT player that's playing CT spawn, but he's really close to middle, you don't know for sure whether or not there's still, you know, there's 1 or 2 in B, which is that's sort of the crucial piece of the puzzle that you're really missing here. Oh, yeah, it's absolutely worth it. But because they get the kill on the guy CT spawn, and he's so far back towards the A bomb site, you can probably guess that it would have been, you know, another 2 players B, which means there's only 2 players left A, and you're just, I mean, if they're both, you know, long, then you just get the bomb plant for Catwalk. If they're both up at the Catwalk, you probably just overwhelm them. So I think they did the math pretty quickly there, Envy, to make that call, and that worked out really well.
Oh, this is wild. This is Envy's map pick, it's worth pointing out. Kicking us off here, Big picked Mirage as the second map in this best-of-3 series. Upper bracket of the playoffs here for Flashpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely worth taking into consideration, because I think everyone has been so impressed by Big, and probably many people have picked them as like the team to maybe win the tournament. So even if that,
favored.
Yeah, you've got to think that, you know, still a lot of people will say, man, they should win this one 2-0, which is at the moment looking less likely. Mihu up at 24 kills. He's overtaken absolutely everyone in the server.
He's a monster, dude. He's doing fantastic work. So it's worth pointing out right now that if you are not a follower of the stream, wherever you happen to be watching, be sure to hit the sub button and the follow button so you know when the stream goes live. We've got more Counter-Strike throughout the entire week. We're going through the playoffs here at Flashpoint too. And while we've just kicked it off, this is the first day, Anderson. So be sure to follow the stream. You'll know when it all happens. But this is it now. Big, they managed to squeak another buy-in, and they're light on the nades, but they've got the firepower.
That flashbang did absolutely nothing at all. KiNK setting up a smoke as well in case there's going to be a Molotov on him, and Tizian, I don't know, something told him not to peek that corner. And if he had, I bet he would have been dead. KiNK is waiting all day out there. He's just ready for it. They're going to bring the bomb back. KiNK saying, it's, you know, we could take long. No one's made it down in the pit. Let's maybe do it. 1 minute and 15 seconds. There's almost no reason not to do it, just to put pressure on Big. And they're still holding up a dark, which I really enjoy. Just making sure that they don't give that up for free information. Because again, Big have been very aggressive on the CT side, especially early on the half. So don't want to give them any free information at all. Searson out here. It's going to be, oh no, setting up for the run boost. He knows what's coming. Sure, maybe not. Actually, they were just looking over the car, weren't they? So, not quite. Oh, but jumping into the pit. He did see it, Searson. Back on off. Yeah, this is not worth it. Definitely not. You're the only one of the A bomb site. You have to stay alive.
So he knows there's at least 2 there, and that's prompting the hard rotation coming out here from Big already. Holding close to the smoke, does not quite see them go past. However, he is about to get his head taken off for free. Yeah, not a chance. Searson is down. Man advantage now for Envy going onto the site. Tizian going to fight back as best he can. Takes Legia in this. Brings it back to a 4-on-4. And a nice nade. Drops KiNK down to half as well. Slow things down with this push. Trying to get these smokes to clear up. Nifty now has to try and make a play. Going for the peak. Looking for a shot. He's going to get it. Mihu on the flank with the 2. And there's Nifty. 2 for Mihu. 2 for Nifty. And a key round coming through for Envy. 14-12. And Big they've got to be wondering what went wrong. They had it all there.
Yep, and they lost that A side exactly the same way as they did last time. the smokes go up, and they never suspect that someone just walks past and under them. That's last time when they had it was pistols on the A-bomb side, admittedly, but it was the exact same thing just happened. Somehow Big just and through the door, Keto gone and out. Nifty does get tagged in return, but I don't think he really cares. There's a scout on the other side as well. Man, they are so close to winning this first map. That'd be quite a celebration for Envy, surely. Tabson will get one in there. 5-7. Oh, but he wanted to keep pushing. Got a little bit greedy. Didn't really work out for him. I'm so confused about why why Big aren't seeing that sneak past the smoke. I realized a lot of the time, yeah, people throw Molotovs on the site and flash and just run past, you know. But the fact that Envy sneak past really are catching Big at the moment up at that A site. And again, Envy have to respect the fact that they are trying to play this one as smoothly as you can. Running away there. Ooh, all right. Good job on Thomas. Centaurus will sneak in a kill there. They've got the... I mean, just pick a site now. 50 seconds. Searson's going to be showing up here, and now they know where he is. It's a nice headshot. My God. Still, 40 seconds and a 1-on-2 with a scout. Shouldn't really be close, should it?
Dude, it's Searson.
Not
Anders,
again.
it's Searson.
Not again.
He did this once already. No, he gets the body shot. If he'd have hit the headshot there, Anders.
He is pretty lethal, isn't he? But yeah, I mean, listen, I wanted to believe. I wanted that to work out.
You know, it's like when you're trying to watch, but you put your hands over your eyes, but you're cracking your fingers, but you can't quite watch. Is he going to do it?
Oh, man. Double AUG and an AWP. Big are going all in, and they have to on this 28th round. They need to win the next 3 in a row and get us into overtime. Of course, that can absolutely be done. Although they are fighting a pretty large bank on the Envy side, so they won't be easy rounds, will they?
Not by any means. Not by any means. But a fully equipped Big is lethal, and they definitely have the pressure. And in these pressure situations, they should be favored. They will have more experience, and they should have more confidence in their ability to get it done. But Envy right now, they're going to be riding high, and you can see Calyx bold. Nice, trying to pre-aim the angles. Not quite going to find anybody just yet. Tabson is holding CT, but he's around the corner for now. But with Calyx in the middle like this, and the smoke to try and bait a response, Big might be walking into it. This is going to be the B-splits by the look of things here. Envy getting ready to go barreling into this bomb site. If they can catch Keto, this could be big.
Yeah, they need to win I mean, that AWP on Nifty is everything right now. Misses a bit of an opportunity. Grenades are coming in. Oh, and a team kill on top. Keto might as well have just got that one, so they get wiped out trying to make the entry there. If he gets that first shot off there, Nifty, and it looked like it wasn't that far off, they probably just take the bomb site immediately. But when they don't, you can see how they just get staggered and sort of a little bit confused. Yeah, don't want to be losing too many rifles here. That actually is a bit of a difference, so just still giving a little bit away. Finally, Tizium will drop one, but so far, yeah, they've lost. Well, they gained an AWP, but lost an AUG. Actually lost 2 AUGs,
Yeah.
so that's a little bit upsetting.
That was really expensive in the end. Big need to tighten it up.
13 to 15.
All right, let's see. Once again, we just had guys getting a shot in the back of the head.
I love the fact that Nifty sort of almost turned towards him like, dude.
Turns into, no, it was just, he was a commissar in the end, Anders.
I know.
Nifty tried to flee. Can't have that.
Nifty turning his head saying, exiting B.
Nope, only. Yeah, there is the reference that I have.
Here we go, out long, flashes coming in, but it is an even trade. And Searson, he can't run away from here. He's in a lot of trouble right now. Grenades thrown down at his feet, and they hunt him down. I love that from Envy. They definitely realized he can't get back in time. Tabson's going to get the 1 kill, but instantly traded by Mihu, and it's a 2-on-3, and now Envy. I think, again, smartly playing this one a bit more slowly. Nifty will take down Keto, leaving Centaurus in a 1 versus 3. And why not let Big make the mistakes here? They are the ones that are under all the pressure.
So bizarre, but this has really set themselves up for success now. Envy punishing Big for getting so aggressive. And now you can just sit and wait. You played the numbers game. With 3 of you alive, just move together as a unit.
Yeah,
there's no way he gets all 3 of you at the same time. So simply move together as a little death ball.
And Santeris, I don't know. I mean, there are lots of ways to win these, but usually a bit of it requires some kind of a gift from the enemy team, like some small thing. Nifty showing his presence. This could be one of them. He's going to get that kill. Now there's only 28 seconds. He doesn't know that long yet. Now he realizes, turning around for it. They're surely going to peek him at the same time. Santeris with a one. No! And Calix, he's so low, but it is the triple kill to end the map. 16-13. That was way too close and way too scary in that 1 versus 3, but honestly, impressive that they came through. He's at 27 kills, Calix, and so is Mihu. Both of them overtaking Thomas, who did set up Envy nicely. What a great win for Envy. That's impressive.
What does that mean, Anders? It means that Calix was the better Turk after all?
So for now in the series,
established dominance here on Dust2.
You've got to say, that was a really cool performance.
I mean, that is going to be the strong start that Envy were hoping for. Legia besting Taps and Calix besting Santeris. There's a lot on the line here for Envy. We're going to take a quick break before we hear what the analysts have to say about this map and the next one, which will be Mirage.
Gotta walk through fire for what's important. And the warrior's blood through your veins is coursing. Kill for hire, soldier of fortune. The whole world's watching every move. Take your shot, don't act a fool. All you got and all you ever need is one bullet in the chamber. Breathe easy, take your aim, boy. Ain't nobody gonna save you. So what you gonna do? One bullet in the chamber. Breathe easy, take your aim, boy. Ain't nobody gonna save you. So what you gonna do?
Welcome back to the Flashpoint 2 playoffs. There is our beautiful trophy and our lovely new playoff hype video art on both by Timmy Ham. You can find him at I Am Sloth on Instagram. thank you very much for providing this very nice custom touch. You know, we didn't have the players to do a shoot with this time, so we had to get a little creative about how we were going to make some hype content. And this was the answer. We'll be seeing a lot more of that throughout the playoffs. Exciting times, exciting times. Alan and Christine have nothing to say.
Yeah.
They're so they're so wowed. They're so wowed. Rendered speechless here on the desk.
By that game, yeah, certainly.
Yes, yeah, by the game. So, yes, I mean, obviously a big surprise, right? As we come in from Dust2. We talked about it. Envy, you know, they're 2-0 and now 3-0 on Dust2. They've won every game on this map that we've seen from this new roster so far. And we said, okay, they're playing to their strengths, perhaps. They were very dominant in some of their other Dust2 showings. But, Alan, you said that Big is probably a top 3 team in the world on Dust2. So let's start there. Is this the Big you expected to see?
Certainly not, but if we talk about how they played in that group final against MIBR and Dust2, this looked pretty similar to me, actually.
They did lose.
They did. That's what I mean. They lost that game in a really bad fashion. CD side was all over the place. I think we saw that in this game in the second half, where so many individual errors. I think the comms were a bit off, and these are things we don't expect from Big. They're such a complete team. They have all aspects of the game should be covered, but in this game, especially in the second half, I think they were falling apart.
And this clean team, you know, this complete team, they have only beaten 4s 2-0. Remember, they let maps slip there when they played against MIBR in both series. So with that in mind, is this still the Big that you think can win this event, Christine, or are they slipping a little bit here?
All I gotta say is nifty 50. Nifty 50 is back for the Envy side. I'm just kidding. It was far from 50 kills for Nifty, but the value, the impact that he brought into this series was something that Envy was missing all throughout Flashpoint 2 thus far. And Envy and Nifty, they both showed up in strides. Now, I do have to admit, I am very surprised at how Big kind of got bullied around. Envy did a really creative, kind of clever thing towards that long A. They threw the smokes down. You could see that the Big players were so ready for the fight to happen. You usually see a bunch of flashbangs being thrown over, a bunch of utility being thrown over, and that's where we see Big usually shine in those moments, in those choke points. But Envy, again, so clever with it. No noise cues, no really telegraphed plays to allow the Big players to know the timings, just walking in the smoke, sneaking into top A, and they made those post plants work, and that's so important for a new up-and-coming team to have those small protocols missed out, because we've been talking about it, right? The missed shots coming out from these Envy players. This time around, they had such a solid game plan that even if those missed shots came through, they were ready and postured for a second play, a third play. So this was a different Envy for Dust2.
Yeah, and let's start, though, with Big, because we'll get, Christine, I know you've got a great clip to talk about Envy's win, but, Alan, you're going to start us off on round 9, which is an impressive win by Big.
Yes, it was. It was an eco win. They won 2 eco rounds in this first half and almost won one in the second half. So we get into this one. They're on pistol armor here. C.R.A.E, he's going to be going out here on catwalks to get 2 really great frags. The rest of his team actually are B-splitting right now, but they're all dying. But C.R.A.E, he picks up this AWP, and now he finds himself in a 1 versus 2 scenario versus Calix and Nifty. Calix here swings out. I think he should have stayed there and played with Nifty. But at this point, this was the crazy part, wasn't it, Christine? When Nifty, there was 11 seconds left when C.R.A.E picked up the bomb there, and Nifty thought it was A. That should be impossible. That must have been a comms mistake from his teammates, otherwise that couldn't have happened. C.R.A.E mollies the bomb, closes out. Now, I have to say, if Envy had won that round and a later anti-eco, this could have been a blowout. That could have been a 16-10, 16-8 sort of scoreline, and we'd be standing here even more surprised about that game.
Yeah, well, that closed things up and closed the gap and got Big some advantages. So now, Potter, why don't you tell us, moving into a later stage of the game, how Envy was able to close this one out?
Yeah, so I just touched on Envy's kind of finesse towards that long A. This is much later on in the second half. You're going to see Calix, he had the great spawn. He's holding towards this long, and because Envy, once again, they've been able to bully and kind of finesse their way out of long A. Calix, he's communicating all of this free information over to his teammates, and then here it comes, just a creepy crawly through the smoke, and at this point, C.R.A.E, I mean, again, there's not a world where C.R.A.E is expecting the Envy players to be so silent there. There's usually usually some sort of cue that's going to allow Searson to make a different play, have a different sort of reaction. But man, to just top it off, Mihu with the perfect lurk to kill up and clean up. And so, I mean, once again, that was a nice touch of a long A split coming out from Envy.
Yeah, Mihu did clean up too with that lurk as well. And I know Mihu and Calyx were the players we were looking to step up this series. And you could say Mihu really delivered in the first game.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. We got to shout out Thomas. You know, I was picking on Thomas a little bit in the pregame.
No. I forced you to pick on Thomas.
You did force me.
You didn't want to. You didn't want to, but I made you pick one player. And Thomas was quite good on this map.
He was, dude. He had like 120 ADR in the first half alone, defending the B bomb site. And honestly, a lot of the times that Big were doing that B mid split that I always commend them on, it was Thomas to just shut the door down. B mid is off limits. And that's a strong look for Envy to be able to do that versus a Big.
Well, this is a good and huge win for Envy here. They do seem to be getting better every time we see them play, which is certainly encouraging and what you want if you'd like to stay on this Envy roster, you have to say. So, Alan, as we look forward into map 2, how is Big going to prevent this from being a 2-0 for Envy?
I think the thing about Mirage versus Dust2 is on Dust2, when things are going wrong on CT side, it's really hard to adapt because there's just not really that much you can do. You can play a bit into mid. They actually had a late round in the towards the end of that game where they tried to play into mid and kind of fight the mid devils, but it wasn't working. Mirage is very, very different. There's so many options. You get aggressive towards A, towards B, run mid setups. There's so many options, and this is where this team really shines on the CT side of Mirage. They're so dynamic. They have so many setups, innovative stuff. Searson, I know he had a difficult game here, but Mirage is his playground. And I think the thing I want to highlight about the way that Big plays CT side of Mirage is CT side calling, because when you run so many dynamic setups, when you're playing into A, you're playing away from B, all of these sort of things, you've got to be really on point with your calling, because if you're leaving an area of the map exposed, if you get that call wrong and Envy, they beep up into a solo player, they're just going to win the round. So Tabson, in the past, incredible at CT calling. And to bring this one back, he needs to be really on point.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Mirage, we don't have any intel for Envy. They haven't played it a single time so far. And even though they've looked good on all the other maps, this is going to be a trial by fire because Big's T side, Alan's over here complimenting their CT side. Their T side is incredible as well. Tizian always applying the pressure towards that upper B tunnels. Then you got Xantares with the perfect lurk towards that palace. And he's able to really gather all the information that Keto's able to get him towards that mid and make a good decision, a good, huge play towards that A palace. So for Envy's side, they've got to be able to take over at least the A ramp, at least the palace, or put all their eggs in the basket towards that B and just control that area.
Yeah, and worth noting that across IEM Beijing and Flashpoint, which are the two tournaments that Big's been competing in recently, they are 3-0 on Mirage. So this is certainly a map that we would have expected them to potentially play, feeling very confident, and they are looking to win here and then send us to a decider on Nuke. Can they do it? Anders and Semler?